Today's topic: what do you think about black people that have a problem with us Jews buying cars? Did they get together as mass worldwide groups to hunt them and kill them, which actually started from a Jew kissing a black girl when he was 8 years old? That is today's topic, because in the end, the truth is going to come out that all these worldwide murder operations, especially with the groups of people in the black community, like Damon Reagan's and Switching and Changing for 46 years, all stem from a Jew kissing a black girl when he was 8 years old. That is today's topic. Message me if you want to discuss the reality of hatred towards us Jews, especially towards the ones in the black community which are trying to cover it all up. And that will link to security companies, paid off security companies trying to silence me, telling me I'm not allowed to leave my house, have friends, relationships, anything. And when I say friends and relationships, I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about people of all races, colors, cultures, any state, any country. Why is that happening? Why are large groups since 5 years old with my sick child rapist murdering father trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo and then try to cover up saying nothing's going on, he's crazy? Now, minute by minute, 100,000 to 1 million attacks per day. Remember that every day this gets videoed and narrated, with the stalking security companies, to the stalking auto shops, to the stalking mass groups, connected events, minute by minute. The clothing color tactics, the car tactics, the verbal harassments, minute by minute, person after person, the lies, the I want to be your friend provokings, and you're crazy, and you better learn to accept us hunting you to kill you. You name it. Go to kevinperlmantarget.com. This is now in history for 46 year history, and it's been history for the last 22 years since being documented and uploaded. Remember that you can download not only these daily narrated videos off kevinperlmantarget.com, but also the edited YouTubes at coffee shops, whether it be Starbucks, Coffee Bean, Pete's, Barclays. Worldwide attacks, never ending, minute by minute, to hunt me and have me exterminated, killed, eradicated, with the cover-ups that he's crazy. Porn stars paid off, strippers paid off, people like Rody Morales working with LAPD and Dincy and Jensen. Let's go to strip clubs, number 4, one in each state. Kevin's stalking strippers, Kevin's a stalker. Linking to the Kelly Hatch scenarios, Eric Christensen scenarios with San Diego PD. Kevin Perlman bought a t-shirt I didn't like in 1991. Let's go to San Diego. I want you to meet my friend Kat and Jennifer before Jen Hess paid off to have me killed, or the frame jobs or whatever however they're trying to cover it up. And so remember that all this gets really bad. 8 years old, I kiss a black girl. Black community enraged with my father. Kevin's a white supremacist for kissing a black girl. Then they try to switch it and cover it up. Why do you like black people so much, Kevin? I couldn't give a shit. I don't give a shit what color you are. If you have 2 arms, two legs, and are a good, decent person, then I accept you. If you're have 2 arms, 2 legs, and you're a Jew killing, murdering piece of shit, I don't accept you. Okay? And I'm not going to waste my time on you unless you try to weasel in my fucking life and try to set me up and rid me of the world and kill me or whatever. Okay, which has been going on minute by minute with worldwide groups and their paranoid schizophrenia tactics to try to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo and a government agenda with worldwide support to execute me at all costs, starting at 5 years old, from a psychotic child raping, murdering family. And if you want to break it down to my father, Golden State Sports Medical, black people paid off to stalk and hunt me. Alita, Brandon, Dion Bush. Okay, those are 3 right there. Shit and scum paid off to hunt the Jew. Okay, and you can try to cover it up with lame-ass theories about my life. Why I buy a car, why I eat potato salad, I don't fucking care. It's all irrelevant. Killing Jews for any reason, even if your theories were to be right, is a crime, period. Showing that these security companies trying to cover up things like trying to mace me for taking walks and try to cover it up with lies that I'm supposedly on their property or 100,000 other things, are just that. Child raping Jew haters trying to cover up their crimes by trying to make me look crazy and trying to make people look crazy and killing them or exterminating them, or destroying their life, or defaming their name, are crimes, period. And that is why they have larger and larger circles of Jew killers trying to say that this is about mental illness or anything else. I can guarantee you, if I go to the gym more than once per month or even year, they will say that that's out of control gymming, and that is mental illness. Now, we all know when the guys that go 7 days a week are saying that it's nothing, it's about hate towards us Jews, or whatever my father started when I was 5 years old with his mental battering and trying to make it look like I'm crazy and conform to media. Okay, conform to media. Well, my father and Jason Perlman go around showing me movies and trying to flip me out and make me look crazy. So that is what the psychology community has been doing based on their psychological labeling with worldwide child raping murderers, period, and shutting me up. While I have accepted that there is a planetary murder operation to kill me since 5 years old, the world's going to have to accept that silencing me for their worldwide murder operations for 46 years that are ongoing minute by minute is not an option. And it is now, even if you were to kill me right now, it's in the history of humanity. I mean, if this generation is getting away with it, the next generation is going to be seen for what they did based on the countless proof I have. And whatever, proof and not proof. And more importantly, those children are going to be shunned for who their parents were and what they did as child raping Jew killers. Period. Now, you can try to cover it up and go, well, he was a public nuisance, and that's a load of bullshit, and we all know it. The only thing that has happened is I turned 29, met with Mike Huntley's death threats, you're a dead man, I've given you enough rope to hang yourself with, singing World of Paranoia, dropping papers on how to make people mentally ill and kill them, and me finding out that this person was paid off to have me killed by my father at a very young age, starting at 14 with Paul Humphrey. And that is not going away, ever. Even if you were to put a bolt in my head right now, it's not going away. So this situation that all of you have created, don't bitch, moan, and whine that you're unhappy because you didn't get away with killing me or silencing me. That's the way it is. And any black person that has a problem with me buying cars, starting businesses, like when Damon Riggins started coming into Signity Services with his little indirect death threats that I didn't really understand what was going on with Mike Huntley for me coming back from college and starting a company, is an act of Jew killing and the act of trying to make people mentally ill until they starve in the streets or can't afford to eat food, or you can try to figure out how to sweep them up and put them into a mental institution. Jason Perlman's threats at 16, me and my friends are going to put you in a mental institution, is the crime of all crimes. Whether you want to state that someone's physically touched or not is irrelevant to murder or attempted murder. The definition in the law books of murder is not whether you touch someone or did not. It is the premeditated act of killing, whether you touch them or not. It is irrelevant. Okay, and that being said, that is today's topic: why black people have a problem with the Jew buying cars or kissing women of any races and cultures. Or you can go down to 8 years old, where it all starts. They're mad because when I was 8, I kissed a black girl. And they're going to say whatever they need to say. He likes black women too much. He hates black people. I don't care. They're uneducated, lack of schooling and opinion. And when I say they, it's not everyone, but it is these large groups that are involved that can't do 1 + 1 = 2. Is irrelevant. Okay, you can believe what you want to believe. I don't give a shit what you think. But the moment that you hunt me to have me killed and stop me from trying to go out and have a normal life and make me look crazy is the point where the ultimate crime is being committed. And in this case, it is the largest known crime in the history of humanity. And if you're one of those porn stars or strippers that are paid off to stalk me saying I'm a stalker, that's on you. That is on you. And trust me, there are a lot of them, and when the adult industry is mad that I'm going out making money in the adult industry, it's nothing about fear or anything else. It's about the same exact template of a Jew buying a Corvette. It actually links down to Corey Bixby when I was 16. So is it about black people like Jada Fire, trying to cover up her crime sprees? Porn star Jada Fire? Or is it about Corey Bixby? Or is it about none of the above? It's a Jew trying to buy a Corvette, and there's a planet mad about it, with 3.5 to 4 years of auto butchers saying don't allow him to have the car because of mental illness or whatever else. And we all know, even if I were to have mental illness, what right do you have to hunt, stalk, try to torture, kill people with mental illness? Because don't they have enough problems? So, killing is a crime, period. Forcing people into mental institutions and destroying their name and reputation and stopping them from making money and having a normal life, friends, relationships, is a crime. They are all crimes. And they are civil right violation crimes, taking away the human rights of a human being and making him a piece of product or property, saying you don't have those human rights as anyone else. Kevin Perlman, we're going to send to elsewhere because we feel that he's different. Well, how am I different? Do I have 3 arms and 4 legs? No, I'm the same. As a matter of fact, I'm more business-oriented, more driven, more stable than anyone I've ever met. My morals and integrity are better than anyone I've ever met. My visions and methods of how to make money are more innovative and way better than anyone I've ever met. And most people I have met were complete lazy-ass schleps. Didn't want to work for a living. Wanted to feed off others. Or do good jobs. And on top of that, while these people are running around trying to defame my name for finding out they destroyed my life worldwide, have no concept of even making. I mean, most of them are actually a lot of them are spoiled brats. Okay, they just, their money's thrown at them, and they think they know what real jobs are. Okay, but I don't want to go down that path. What I want to say here, while I'm looking for somewhere to eat, is, and I've been told that going to restaurants and buying food is a crime if you eat more than once a year, and if it is a crime to go to a restaurant or supermarket and buy food more than once a year, then the intentions are to starve someone to death and kill them. Okay, attempted murder. Okay, this whole thing is a murder operation. It is a crime in progress, attempted murder, and ongoing for 46 years from a child raping, murdering father, and there is no silencing me now than or ever. Okay, so yeah, I accept that I'm a government gang stalking target, but I don't accept what they're doing. And the bottom line is the truth is already out, but I'm just going to, shutting me up is not an option. So if someone sits down and talks to me and asks me questions about the truth about my life, that is coming out. So the more black people that follow me, like Greg at Boss Big Boy, and other black people that are linked to him, trying to threaten my life, you don't talk or we kill you, in their little subtle ways, and we're going to send you to elsewhere, but we're not going to hurt you. Okay, sorry. You are responsible for your own actions. Hunting a Jew for 46 years with my father to kill him is the crime of all crime. I can't help you. You did what you did. You're still doing it. Instead of saying this is wrong, you didn't stop. What do you want from me? Don't bitch and moan and whine that you still haven't killed the Jew yet. And oh, he's still talking. Oh, wah, he's still talking. Oh my God. I mean, you think that maybe you should leave the guy alone after 46 years? Okay, so the point here is that, now earlier today I did about an hour-long video, but my phone overheated in the sun, and it deleted the video, so I'm a little pissy about that one, but it's whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so just remember that today's topic is, I already forgot what today's topic is, because there's about 100,000 different topics, all the similar of events, like us Jews aren't allowed to take walks, and so therefore if I leave my house, mass groups come out trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo. You can ask Yuki at the Warner Center Men about that with her little lying blogs, trying to make me look crazy, that nobody talked to Kevin, so person after person walks by provoking me to try to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo, some random Asian girl I've never met. So if I've never met them and they're hunting me to kill me or make me or try to eradicate me, you can do your math here. That when these security companies are pretending to do their job by stalking Jews, by following from place to place in public, yes, security guards paid off to follow Jews from place to place in public saying you're not allowed here or anywhere else, and go home to your jail cell with Dincy. Think about that. Dincy has linked Officer Jensen in 2013. You have something to say about the way you're being treated at restaurants worldwide and supermarkets, so I'm going to throw you in jail with corrupt lawyers like Jonathan Franklin, Johnny Cochran firm, Richard Barnwell, Black, and there was one more. Oh, Seymour Hamster, all involved in criminal activities to hunt and exterminate a Jew, and their own. Even though I have the paper trail through the court systems proving my innocence and what they're up to, their own verbal statements. I'm not going to say anything bad about a police officer. Okay, well, police officers are committing crimes in the name of labels, Jews, mental illness, crazy, but no actual crimes. The guy's just saying, look, these people are stalking me. Can someone please acknowledge the truth? Because it's blatantly fucking obvious that anything said that I'm crazy is a complete load of shit. Okay. That being said, I'm not going to say anything bad about a defense attorney, 3 of them. I'm not going to say anything bad about a police officer with undisputable proof that I am innocent of my innocence. Then that guy is a corrupt, child raping piece of shit. Okay, there's all there is to it. He does not belong in law. He is street trash, and the definition of street trash is not, in my mind, is not literal. It's your morals and ethics. If you're a orthopedic surgeon who gets his jollies torturing and killing 5-year-olds, he's street trash, who has no morals and ethics, that puts money above life. He has no morals and ethics. Security guards that actually follow Jews from place to place, or in my case, security companies paid off to follow me for 46 years, telling me I'm not allowed to do anything in life. You're not allowed to sit at a coffee shop. You're not allowed to talk to women. You're not allowed to take walks. With direct link to lead officer Dincy. Okay, the dirty Jew is not allowed to leave his house. He needs to be put in a mental institution or concentration camp. Why? The situation is not defined. It is not defined that at 5 years old, my father's running around. I need to try to migrate him out of middle school. I need to try to migrate him out of high school. He's crazy. I get along great with everyone, except I don't get along great with people going, he's crazy, I'm going to exterminate him. Well, that's a problem. If every person I meet has been given, the well has been poisoned, and they are told to take part in being vigilantes to exterminate me. So once again, why would black communities have a problem with a Jew buying a car, any car, or a Corvette, because they're mad about my Eclipse, correct? And they're also mad about my truck. Okay? Well, there is no I'm on your side, I'm not on your side. Hint, hint. There's you come forward and you say what's going on, or you deal with the consequences. And at the point that people start to understand the truth and people show up bludgeoning your fucking skull in with lead pipes, saying you don't have the right to kill this guy for another 51 years, that's on you. That is on you. Because you can come forward and you can say, this is wrong, but to play that violent, paranoid, schizo, public nuisance, whatever card, not gonna work. The truth is the truth. And we all know the truth. Every person I interact with every day knows the truth. And the question isn't the truth. The question is, why do they have so much guilt that they're afraid to tell the truth? What are they trying to cover up? That they're saying, oh, he's crazy and blah, blah, blah. What are they trying to cover up? Well, they're trying to cover up that my father, at 5 years old, decided to have his 5-year-old killed. That's what they're trying to cover up. And they took part to kill a 5-year-old from a child rapist father. And it's still going on worldwide as we speak. 100,000 to 1 million attacks per day. Or narrated on my camera, literally, maybe within a radius, 1,000 events per hour every day, narrated in video. And they're mad that it's getting videoed. Why? Why don't you just say we fucked up? Because I'm not going to die. I'm not going to be the patsy for your chaos and destruction. Okay? You can't put the blame on me that you're running around hunting a planet of people trying to or have a plan of people hunting me to kill me with psychological warfare tactics, and then get mad and bitch and moan and whine and cry that the Jew who you've been hunting for 46 years with psychological warfare tactics that were derived from Adolf Hitler himself aren't wrong, that you didn't do anything wrong, that you're still not doing anything wrong, saying, Kevin, you're not allowed to sit down and talk to someone about your life in a public place, or not talk to anyone, but have a sign that says, look, you've been lied to. Well, I think your behaviors and actions there dictate the answer without me saying one word, correct? Okay, so that's why education and college and high school education and education beyond that is why decent people like me who aren't hood trash or street trash or whatever you want to call some piece of shit that tries to overpower people and torture and kill them is what it's all about. Evolving, a good society, evolution, evolving, and not non-racial bigotry, which you're seeing is the entire starting point. Kevin's different, or Kevin's crazy, or whatever label my father threw on me at 5 years old, where he felt he's going to try to make it look like I conform to media with a plan of people and make me look crazy to try to justify killing a 5-year-old Jew from a child rapist father. I mean, sorry, it is what it is, and you did what you did, and you're doing what you're doing, and there is no silencing, okay? In the end, there is going to be accountability, okay? And the only reason people would still be stalking and trying to make me look like a violent, paranoid schizo and using their crazy cars to try to own me as a slave is because they have something to hide. And we're going to come back to what is it at 5 years old that my father, with their worldwide child raping murder groups, have to hide. That they're not coming forward and they're trying to keep it covered up by saying Kevin's crazy and a public nuisance. Okay? You create the problem by following a Jew around minute by minute with 100,000 to 1 million people per day worldwide, trying to torture and kill them with psychological warfare, mental illness tactics, and cryptic verbal harassments over and over, and Brian Longbottom spy game tactics, and Eric Christensen, I don't like your t-shirt in 1991, so I have the right to hunt you and kill you with a planet. You create the situation that you don't want. You are your own worst enemies. But I'm not going to sit there and take it. Okay? I have something to say about it. And if that upsets you, did you realize that you're a child raping Jew killer and a racist and a bigot? Sorry, I can't help you. Get help. Okay, but if you took money to lead me to strip clubs and try to make it look like I'm stalking you with Rody Morales and Val Morozov and Tom Farley and Paul Humphrey and I think there was one other. Either way, I don't care. If you're working with Eric Christensen to lead me to San Diego, working with San Diego PD, working with some girl named Kat and Jennifer, hinting about Jennifer Yang and all that weird shit to cover up Jason's crimes with Gregoire, and me jumping in the way of a crowbar with Jason swinging it, and then finding out that Gregoire was working with Jason in hopes he could manipulate me to go after Greg with Jason, say Kevin's crazy. One of 100,000 things. Too fucking bad. You did what you did. Deal with that. Deal with the truth. Okay, if you're one of those strippers saying, hey, bring Kevin over here, he's stalking me. Too bad. You did what you did. If you're one of the strippers, probably about 100 that follow me to coffee shops, Kevin's stalking me. How would I be stalking you? Do I have FBI, NSA resources like you have on me from your many to one planetary operations against one single person since I was 5 years old? No, I don't have those resources. All I have is the resources to walk out of my house and observe and document a planetary child rapist operation from bigoted racists, okay? So the real question here is, what is Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman so mad about when I was 5 years old, when he tried to make it look like I conformed to media by showing me movies with Jason Perlman, Kevin, let's watch horror movies. Kevin's crazy, he conforms to media, he needs to be removed from society. An ongoing worldwide thing, even today. Mike Huntley saying at the age 28. Come over to my house. We're going to watch the movie Fight Club. And all of a sudden, all my neighbors come out for 22 years, throwing mental rocks at my head minute by minute after showing me the movie Fight Club. What's that about? It's all the same thing in different forms and groups. Minute by minute since 5 years old, worldwide. Even with high school teachers, college professors, Jim Johnson, Mr. Quigley, Miss Tunick, Mr. Baylor, they're all identical events that just keep reoccurring every day from groups of stalking, child raping Jew killers. Is it racist? Is this all racism? Is this all racial and bigoted? Yes, it is. Because anyone that walks around saying that guy's crazy and crazy people aren't allowed to coexist with humanity is a racist and a bigot. Kevin's crazy. How am I crazy? How does that label, that empty label, affect you? Kevin's crazy because 5 years old he farted wrong. How does that affect you? To the point where you are taking the law in your own hands and saying, I'm going to kill the crazy guy or I'm going to eradicate the crazy guy. Like Jason Perlman's death threats at 16, me and my friends are going to put you in a mental institution because he just doesn't like his younger brother. And let's be realistic, nobody really does things like that unless they want the family inheritance, they want the money. Okay? It is more likely that someone's going to kill someone for money. It's 1 billion times more likely that someone's going to kill someone for money or lock them in mental institutions to take their house and cars than they're doing the world a favor by removing crazy people from society, okay? I mean, let's be realistic here. Okay, when I'm looking at that guy walking down the street talking to himself, wearing 5-month-old clothing, pushing a cart, do I fucking give a shit? No, I don't. And when I say do I give a shit, am I going to go out of my way to remove that guy from society because he's crazy and he's a danger to humanity? Do I give a shit? No, I don't give a shit. But if I knew that all I had to do is make that guy disappear and I got $100 million, would I do it? Well, I still wouldn't. But a lot of these uneducated street trash people would. Okay, and that's the point. That's why I call them street trash, because they sacrifice morals and ethics for money, or I'm better than you, you're crazy, I have the right to mentally batter you and kill you, or street trash. And I don't care if they're orthopedic surgeons or some hoodlum dude, they're street trash. They're trailer trash, they're backwards hick trailer trash, wired wrong, street trash. And that does not help society evolve. It does not help society evolve. It does not do anything for humanity. And now you're talking to a guy like me who's worked his ass off his entire life up until 29, even after, with Mike Huntley telling me I'm a dead man with worldwide support and not really comprehending the scenario, and still working my ass off, realizing that my life is identical to my Corvette, which I simply tried to buy a car, with plans of people saying the dirty Jew who's crazy is not allowed to buy a car. Now, is it more realistic that people like Terrence Scroggins want to off me, who is a professional can collector? Terrence Scroggins is a professional can collector. Is it more realistic that he wants to force me into a mental institution for my house and cars? A brand new, a beautiful 427 Whipple blown Corvette. Beautiful, gorgeous beast. Or it's because I'm crazy. And a crazy guy shouldn't have a cool car. But he also shouldn't drive a $4,000 Envoy either. Okay, let's be realistic here. What's more realistic? He's saving humanity. He's the crazy anti-crazy squad saving humanity from crazies. Or he might just get a nice reward of let's say a $800,000 profit off. He's going to make $800,000 off ridding the world of a crazy guy. He'll just get the house and cars. What's more realistic here? I'm just taking the law in my own hands to stop. He's a superhero, working with Jen Hess to have me killed, and Eric Christensen in '91 to save humanity from 5-year-old crazies who might burp some spit on you, or he has something to personally gain making him street trash or trailer trash or unethical, unimmoral shit, scum, and trash. And he will say and do anything to do it. And that's the difference between him or me. I have morals and ethics. If I'm walking down the street and I see someone bashing someone's skulls in with a lead pipe, I call the fucking cops. And I say, dude, someone's life's in danger. If cops can't get there, I try to figure out how to do something without me getting killed or notify people this is going on. That's the difference. I'm a hard worker. I'm educated. Okay? I'm a .NET programmer. I'm a graphics artist who's worked in Hollywood, visual effects, 3D animation, CAD, IT, computer networks, servers, Linux operating systems, hard drive arrays, desktop support, .NET programming, Transact SQL programming. I'm not going to say I'm a pro photographer, but I know a lot about photography and art and creating art, and I probably forgot half the shit I know because I've been dealing with this for so long. Split degree in college, computer science major with BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts, getting into 3D animation, visual effects, working for Universal Studios, where I found out these frame jobs with Brian Longbotham, Wes Craven, all sorts of shit were going on that should not be happening. Linked to Jason Perlman in my childhood. Jason trying to make it look like I conform to media with my father. And I'm not going to go into the whole resume here, but what I am going to state is when I see this uneducated street trash who are like people in security companies paid off to follow me from place to place, or have people from their housing follow me to coffee shops trying to set me up and frame me and weird freaky things like that. These are immoral, unethical street trash who have no concept of getting a real job and an education and doing something that betters humanity. Okay, so while they're trying to cover this up by saying that I'm a public nuisance, I've exposed them 100 million times over, and that's why all this information is downloadable to the world off KevinPerlmanTarget.com to see the real truth. That Kevin Perlman is a victim of a worldwide murder operation, nonstop, minute by minute, since 5 years old. Well, don't say the word victim. Well, I am a victim. And let me tell you, if you've been raped, if your father raped you 50 times, and you tried to walk out of your house and he said you're not allowed to leave your house, and he kept raping you, and then you said this guy won't stop fucking raping me, and I said don't be the victim, then I'm clearly working with the rapist. Okay? And any person that walks in and files a rapist report with the cops or whatever is going to say, yeah, you know, this person needs to be stopped. Okay, so I'm sort of making that's a theoretical scenario based on what my life is, because violating someone's internet, streaming audio off their phones, working with Debbie Woolman from Courtroom 101, purchasing an adjoining property to put audio surveillance in my house at LAPD to try to figure out how to get me to talk to myself, to say the guy's crazy, violating my internet privacy with their spy game tactics, to hint, I know you surfed this website, hint, I know you said this on that camera over here, streaming it off my phone. Those are all rape. They are identical to raping someone to death because you're violating their privacy and then using it in such a way to try to emotionally trigger them. Hint, hint, I know you went to this website. Hint, hint, I know this was your private conversations on that date. Those are all methods of violating privacy to mentally rape someone to death. And because these people are collecting, centralizing aspects or fragmented aspects of my personal life from 5 years old with my father and brother, hint, hint, I know you did this to Jason, when that's not the real story. The real story is Jason did these things to me, and he's trying to cover it up with a planet of people, is a form of mental rape. And that's why it's called raping someone to death, by violating their privacy. Brian Longbotham, spy game tactics, while at the same time hiring me to work on a pilot called Spy Game at Universal Studios for visual effects. And when he hired me to work on Hollyweird, little frame jobs with Wes Craven, trying to make it look like I'm fucking with Wes Craven. Okay, so you do the math on these things that I'm not allowed to talk about. Why? Why, if I turn 29, I find out I'm being mentally raped to death by psychological warfare tactics, an entire planet, every human interaction, I'm going to try to make Kevin look like a violent, paranoid schizo since 5 years old, whether they're doctors, lawyers, my teachers in high school, my professors in college, Mike Huntley's death threats. You're a dead man for finding out. Many other death threats. You better learn to accept what's going on, or it's going to get a lot worse. No relaxing for you, nigger. All because I kissed a black girl at 8 years old. Kevin, why do you like black people so much? Couldn't give a shit. I think the question is, why are black people following me from place to place on a planetary scale since I kissed a black girl at 8 years old? That's the question. Don't turn it around. I couldn't give a shit who you are. You have 2 arms, you have 2 legs. You're a good, decent person. I accept you. I might not understand you. You might drive me crazy, and I might not want to be around you, but I have nothing against you. If you're a 2-bit child-raping Jew killer who weasels into my life, trying to provoke me and frame me and set me up with the government, it's been nonstop, minute by minute, since I was 5 years old, then I have a problem with you. I don't care. I don't care what color your skin is, but you clearly care that this Jew kissed a black girl when I was 8 years old, and that's on you. Don't try to cover it up. And what doors is that opening up at 5 years old that is so horrific that I'm not allowed to breathe? The decision my father, with his resources, I was born on Castle Creek Air Force Base. We moved to Woodland Hills when I was about 4 or 5 on Tiara Street. What decision did my father make with what resources and who? It is so horrifically unspeakable that it can't come to light. That the planet Earth has so much guilt over, they will not let the truth come out. What decision was made? With people in Congress and Senate, the President of the United States, the psychology community, mental illness watch lists, to send someone to elsewhere in a nice, happy way. In a nice, happy, jokey way. By making it look like he conforms to media, by showing him movies and saying, look what Kevin did, and look what Kevin did, and look what Kevin did, which none of it is true. And then telling me at 29 I'm not allowed to tell anyone that they've been lied to. With Mike Huntley, Paul Humphrey, Tom Farley, Eric Christensen, Sherry Christensen, not related, at University of, or Southern Oregon State College, San Diego PD, Dincy, Jensen, Detective Angela Stewart, many others. What was said, what were they told to do that they didn't think twice and they took part in, which is beyond any level of illegal, inhumane, unknown, while these people are clearly wired incorrectly with my family, have no grasp on fucking reality or what is or isn't, can't make any realistic judgments. Better yet, think they know me. These people that I meet every day, they think they know me. They think we're friends. They think they know me. They think they know about my life. They think they know my past. They tell me who I am. I've never met them. I don't know who they are. This has been going on since I was 5 years old. Okay, random stranger befriending me, telling me who I am, telling me that I can't see myself. Okay, if someone walked up to you and said, hey, let's hang out, you can't see yourself. I know this, I know that, you can't see yourself, blah, blah, blah. You say that person's a fucking stalking sicko, correct? Okay, those stalking sickos that I have to deal with minute by minute, I've dealt with for 46 years. I'll welcome them into my life. You're a dead man because of this, and you know what you did. What did I do? You're not allowed to know. My own father. You know what you did. What did I do? I'm not going to tell you. Wait, let me understand this. What I did by my father is equivalent to grabbing a machete and slicing off 1,000 women's heads. My father, with 1,000,000,000% conviction in his brain, says I'm guilty of it. Okay? So much so to the point that the entire planet's notified Kevin did these things, kill him. And this is way before 29, me finding out, sitting in Signet E-Services, working for Hollywood and all that. And this is 5 years old. But let's theoretically say it's 15 years old, or 16. With conviction, I know what you did. No judicial system, no courtrooms, no jury of my peers, no realistic, untainted police officers, okay, no kangaroo courts like Dincy and Eric Harmon. A real scenario that applies to everyone else. Kevin did something so unspeakably horrific at 5 years old. There's an entire planet hunting him to kill him, or migrate him into a mental institution so I can have a good life in a bouncy room. But when I go out and have a good life outside the bouncy room, that's unacceptable, not allowed. Because it's Kevin's behavior of being a really nice, friendly, open-minded, great, decent, ethical, and moral person is unacceptable. Because that's not the way the world works, according to Ronald Barry Perelman. Well, he becomes a different person around me, and everyone else does the same. And what is it that Kevin did? Don't I deserve, if you're that adamant that I did something and you have a planetary murder operation for 46 years, why don't you just say, this is what you did, instead of I won't tell you because people can lie. You know what you did, but I won't tell you. And then his argument switches, you suffer from paranoia and you suffer from obsession. Wait, if you're walking around watching a planet of people try to kill you for no reason, you're going to wonder what's going on, correct? Now that is by design with the psychology community. If you don't think the psychology community wanted to push me to a point, starting at 5 years old, where I was noticing these gang stalking operations to put me in a hypersensitive state, to say, so, well, somewhere down the line, Kevin flipped out and he had a mental break. That was by design. There's no mental break. There's me sitting in an office at 29 being told I'm a fucking dead man watching a planet of people try to kill me with strippers like Bentley saying you'll get yours and no relaxing for you nigger and shit like this. That's not mental illness. That's a factual, logical situation that I am the only one willing to address. Now, why, in my planet of accusers who are trying to execute me without an argument, what's it about? Racism and bigotry. Okay, kill the 5-year-old Jew. Or better yet, he's crazy. The crazy person is not allowed to breathe. But what did the crazy person do? Well, that doesn't matter. Of course it matters, because it's not a crime to be crazy. The label of crazy is not a crime. To label and kill is a crime. So am I wired backwards, or are these crazy sickos who are hunting me to kill me since 5 years old going, he's crazy, he doesn't have a right to breathe? Kevin's a crazy 5-year-old, he does not have a right to breathe, is wired backwards, and a child rapist murdering sicko. And Kevin turning 29 going, what's going on? You're not allowed to know, but we're going to kill you with a plan of people. In a method with no loose ends that we can sweep under the rug with corrupt, paid-off, murdering, child raping police officers like Jensen and Dincy and many more. San Diego PD in 91 and many more. What is it I did? Didn't get all A's. Like Jason Perelman. Okay. Are the real crimes. So anyone that's against me is a child raping Jew killer. Anyone that plays neutral is a child raping Jew killer. Anyone that lies and says Kevin's a public nuisance who has not done one thing that hasn't been under self-defense is a child raping Jew killer. And anyone that tries to play it off that what's Kevin up to now and this and that is a child raping Jew killer. And anyone that says Kevin Perelman is not allowed to leave his house or go places or have the same life as anyone else is a child raping Jew killer. And anyone that says Kevin is not allowed to have a counter argument to the secret worldwide lies, smears, defamation, slander, and well-being poisoned for me starting at 5 years old is a child raping Jew killer. Anyone that tries to oppress me or silence me, like this Greg guy following me to car meets and having other people start working with black people following me to auto shops saying don't fix his car on unheard of events, by the way, these aren't normal situations, they don't make any sense, is a child raping Jew killer. And if their skin color is black, if the majority of these child raping Jew killers, the key players are black, then that, just like Damon Reagan's when I was 16 at Calabasas High, and putting the black girl on the wrestling team, trying to say I do some beat up black girls or whatever, all stem from one event, the only event that I was involved in or did something, and the only thing I did was kiss a Jew, kissed a black girl. Kevin, why do you like black women so much? I couldn't give a fuck. Okay? If there's a cute black girl in my life who's not a child raping Jew killer, you're welcome in my life. If there's a cute Asian who's not a child raping Jew killer, like Yuki from the Warner Center Met, who's actively, I don't even know who this person is, who's actively hunting me with random worldwide groups. Wait, I've never even met this Yuki person with her judgments that I need to be hunted and killed. Never met them. Never had a dialogue, never had a conversation. Just some random, like usual, random sicko coming out of the woodworks. I want to be in the forefront of killing the 5-year-old Jew. If you're Indian, if you're Persian, if you're Armenian, I don't fucking care. If you're cute, not a child raping, Jew killing, murdering piece of shit, trailer trash, that's fine. If you're a male species, I also welcome you. I'm not going to put my wick in your cornhole, but, I still welcome you. If you're gay, I welcome you. If you're not gay, I welcome you. But if you're a child raping, Jew killing, murdering, trailer trash, fucking piece of shit with motive, premeditation to kill the fucking 5-year-old Jew for what he knows, I got a problem with you. Period. And that is it. That is simple. So why is the black community anger and rage flaring a million times more after I buy a Corvette? Is it about Jada Fire because she has a Corvette? Jada Fire, who is following me to coffee shop. Please, how can I get a reaction? How can I get a reaction from the dirty Jew? How can I get a reaction? Look my way. He tried to kill me. Okay, the same thing I've dealt with for 46 years. Or is it about Corey Bixby and Jason Perlman on his little runs, sparking Corvettes on a dip, getting cars to chase him while he moves on Chase Street with his friends, sparking Corvettes, or getting a Corvette to chase him and it sparks. We broke the Corvette in half, linking somehow to Corey Bixby, moving on Chase Street, saying, "Hey world, it was Kevin. It was Kevin, it wasn't me. And by the way, now I got to cover it up so Kevin's a schizo." In about 100,000 changing things just like that, starting at 5 years old. Is it about Jada Fire or is it about Corey Bixby? Or is it about none of the above? Because it starts when I kissed the black girl. And before that, at 5 years old, things were happening. Okay? Let's show Kevin the movie Wizards in 1977. Kevin's crazy. He thinks he's Avatar. And he thinks Jason is Black Wolf. Next movie, get older. Let's show Kevin Jason and Friends. Let's show Kevin Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Kevin's crazy. We don't know what Kevin will do. He conforms to media. Next one, Mike Huntley, age 28. Let's show Kevin Fight Club. I can go through about 100,000 different movie events like that. Let's talk about the real scenarios. Not a non-logical factual argument. Kevin's crazy. He needs to die with no substance behind it, which is equivalent to Jew killing, child raping murderers. Do I walk around saying you're crazy, you need to die? No, I don't. I simply turn 29 and find out that I've been hunted since 5 years old. Okay, so today's topic. I think this was today's topic. Why is the black community so mad at a Jew buying a car? Well, the same reason they're mad at me for going to Calabasas High. Same reason they're mad at me for going to A.E. Wright Middle School with Brian Hirsch, Brian Weaver, Tom Farley, Christy Reynolds, Tracy Picos, English teacher, Miss... what was her name? It'll come back to me. And by the way, you can go on the KevinPerlmanTarget.com, People and Tactics. It'll have their names in the situations. I don't remember the English teacher's name. Exterminate Kevin at all costs. And I will leave this with a final note. The more things I do to become healthy, the angrier these worldwide child raping murderer groups who are wired backwards get. The more I go to the gym, the more I strengthen my muscle tone, the more cardiovascular I do, the more walks I take, the more going to healthy, like buying healthy food to eat healthy, the more different things. If I go to coffee shops and get fresh air and clear my mind, the angrier they get. Is that the sign of someone that wants someone to have a healthy life, or is that the sign of someone trying to make someone look crazy and unhealthy to kill them? Okay? And that's why, what I call hood trash, or that's why they're hood trash or street trash, because they know exactly what they're doing since I was 5 years old. They're going to tell the world it's my fault and I'm making them do it. How am I making you hunt me to kill me? Simple question. How am I making anyone do anything? If I tomorrow want to go take a walk and you say your kind isn't allowed to leave your house, so we're going to show up with cryptic car, psychological schizophrenia, idea of reference tactics, how am I making you do that? If I sit on a bench in a park and you have clothing colors come out all at the same time, like 50 people with black pants, green shirts, that gets on video each and every time and is narrated now for the last 6 years, and then maybe it switches to black pants, pink shirts, like the older tactics. If I go to Bob's Big Boy and listen to Pink Floyd and then people start showing up in pink shirts and I post it on my Facebook, I'm making you do it. I'm making you do it because I'm crazy. I'm making you do it because I'm schizo. If Eric Christensen doesn't like my shirt, my Lord's Gym t-shirt I bought in Ashland, Oregon store, and he's hunting me to kill me with every resource on the planet. By the way, how does he have these resources? That's an even more important question. With the police in Ashland, Oregon, the police in San Diego PD for the crime of taking college classes, which everyone's allowed to do but Kevin Perlman. How am I making Eric Christensen, Sherry Christensen hunt me to kill me? I don't like his shirt. I have the right to hunt him and kill him. Doesn't the law state that you're not allowed to kill anyone for any reason? Doesn't the law state that if you don't like someone, just don't talk to them? If you do talk to them and premeditatedly try to kill them, that's attempted murder. That is or solicitation to commit murder, or conspiracy to commit murder if it's more than one in mass groups. How am I making, if I take a walk around my cul-de-sac and security specialists come out saying you're not allowed to be here on this public road, they're not going to word it that way, you're not allowed to be on this public road or public sidewalk, therefore I'm going to try to mace you, and work with other security companies worldwide. Wait, wasn't that one event? Why does the event keep continuing with about 100 different security companies worldwide? Because it's not about taking a walk, and it's not about anything I've done. It's about an execution. And the order is extremely high up in our government. And when the police are notifying security companies to try to set people up and frame them, or have cover-up arguments, right? Well, he kept coming on our property, so we had to mace him, and then he got out of control, so I had to bash his skull in with a lead pipe. But I was never on your property. I was on a public street trying to take a walk. And then we have arguments from Asian guys that sit and wait for me in white Teslas saying, you touched my car, weird things like this. And I say, once again, linked to Yuki, I say, you're full of shit. What's this really about? And he says, why do you take so many walks? Why would I not be allowed to take walks? Is there some secret law out there that says everyone's allowed to take walks and be healthy, but the dirty Jew? Or everyone's allowed to take walks, but the crazy guy? What is crazy? Well, he's crazy because he dated a girl who shaved her head. So he's not allowed to take walks or breathe or go to restaurants without every employee in the restaurant and everyone worldwide saying enjoy or welcome. Same with coffee shops. Which is the crime? Telling a Jew he's not allowed to leave his house? Or trying to kill the Jew with a planet of people? Well, because you're crazy. I'm crazy. I don't know what that means. Do you, in your head, you, stranger over there who I've never hung out with, do you know me? Do you have a non-theory of why I'm crazy? If I walk up to a stranger and they say, and I'm not talking about trying to get reactions to say I'm crazy, I'm talking about real arguments, like when I was 16 years old and I taught myself how to build car engines, how does that make me crazy? Or better yet, why do you think you know me? Okay, this 20-year-old right here, why do you think you know 16-year-old Kevin Perlman? Am I crazy because you think you know a 16-year-old before you were born? Or are you crazy for thinking you know someone you've never met? Okay? Now, you can't follow a Jew around trying to kill him and then say you reacted. That's irrelevant. That's not a dialogue or a conversation. That's not a factual, fair argument here. The argument is at 29 years old, sitting in an office of Signet eServices, after working for Universal Studios, Modern Video Film, coming out of University of Colorado, getting college degrees and getting jobs in Hollywood for visual effects. Turning 29, finding out that people in the studios were trying to frame me and set me up and all sorts of freaky things I couldn't believe. In and out, almost every human interaction. Absolutely no response from me. Example, there was no self-defense reaction up until 29 on any level. Even Mike, what the fuck's going on? You're a dead man. There was zero reaction, other than maybe I yawned wrong in front of someone. We are not allowed to talk about the beginning of a worldwide murder operation to kill a 5-year-old Jew, which I may get to 20, who's labeled crazy for no reason, who I may get to 29, or maybe no hair. Is that worth launching a worldwide campaign to kill someone over? No hair? Did the lack of hair here hurt you in any way? Is it making you hunt me to kill me? Is the lack of hair here making you hunt me to kill me? If someone was walking down the street and have a mole, are you allowed to kill them? Is it making you hunt them to kill them? Who's wired wrong? You're wired wrong. Okay. And the other reason you're wired wrong is because Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman and Anita Perlman are giving you disinformation, and you're not even taking 1 millisecond to question whether it's true or not. Your answer is, you don't talk or we kill you, and we're gonna kill you, and you don't talk or we kill you. Showing that you're guilty. You have something to hide. Okay. Who's crazy? The docile, friendly, fun-loving, open-minded person who accepts everyone, no matter race or culture, or the street trash running around saying dirty Jews aren't allowed to exist because they bought a Corvette, because I'm going to just say whatever I need to say that doesn't make any fucking logical or rational sense, and when I say what the fuck's going on, you're imagining it. Well, that's child raping, Jew killing, trailer trash, or street trash with no morals or ethics, who does not promote society in any way or shape or form. And if they end up dead because they're out on a worldwide rampage to kill a Jew. And if they piss off other people saying, we don't support Jew killing, that's your own fucking fault. Don't whine about it. It's not my fault. This is not my situation. I haven't had any choices. I turned 29. We're going to kill you with a plan of people you don't have a right to breathe. That's my choice. Okay, I have 2 choices. Let them kill me or say something about it. That's my choice. Okay? And I choose number 2. Okay? That's not my choice. Okay, I'm not going to die because someone's a child raping Jew killer and they feel that I need to die for them. Okay? I'm going to do whatever it takes before they get what they want to let the world know the truth. Period. Period. Whatever the 3 tactics of yours is. Okay, so, and sending me to camp on Triumpho Canyon where I kiss a black girl, and you're so mad about that because I kissed a black girl. Then having the Devo band come in after I kiss a black girl. Who cares? Why does that anger you that I kissed a black girl? Why is it the end-all be-all of crimes or issues or topics? It's not. There is no topic. Some guy kissed a black girl. Who cares? You're creating the very scenario that you want to create to justify killing a 5-year-old Jew. Okay. Also called street trash. And if that street trash is an orthopedic surgeon with an MD in medicine who doesn't want the American Medical Association knowing what he is, That's more relevant. He doesn't want the American Medical Association knowing he's a child rapist that does these things to torture and kill children who are now 51 and it's still going on minute by minute. Anyone helping him is child raping street trash. Don't get mad at me. You made a conscious decision to rape and kill a 5-year-old who's now 51 and doesn't like what's going on and has not stopped and is now on the magnitude and has been for 22 years, minute by minute, 100,000 to 1 million people per day, and 1,000 in my radius get on video narrated and then downloadable to the world off KevinPerlmanTarget.com. That makes you angry. You should not be angry with me. You should be angry with you because you made a conscious decision. Kill the 5-year-old Jew. Kill the guy you say is crazy when you're crazy. Okay? I'm not out killing people. I'm being as friendly and nice as I can be with every person on the planet, but you can't accept the truth. That's not my fault. That's your fault. That's your situation. This situation is not my situation. It's your situation. Own it. You're a child raping Jew killer. Own it. Because I'm not owning your shit. I didn't plan on turning 29 with a business partner who's paid off to have me killed with Paul Humphrey at 14, Mike Huntley telling me I'm a fucking dead man, and he's paying off people like Melody the stripper when I'm 16, trying to fucking set me up and frame me and shit like that, from Candy Cat Strip Club and all 100,000 other scenarios like that. I'm not doing anything. I'm just out trying to live my life and be a really good person and be friendly and meet people and have friends and relationships and all the normal things that my family's angry about. How dare you date women? We have to kill you. If you try to date a woman, we're going to tell her to try to make you look crazy. But you're also wired backwards because you found out we don't want you dating women. You're wired backwards because a Jew, an 8-year-old Jew kissed a black girl. I'm wired backwards because I kissed a black girl, showing perfectly normal human traits and behaviors. I kiss a black girl, I want to have sex with a black girl, I want to date a black girl, I want to go out on dates with her, maybe I want to marry her, maybe I want to have kids if she's not trying to kill me, and if it doesn't work out with the black girl, maybe I want to date the Asian girl, and if it doesn't work out with the Asian girl, maybe I want to date the Indian girl, and if it doesn't work out with the Indian girl, maybe I want to date the white girl. Those are all perfectly normal traits, but guess what? If I'm sitting in a psychology office and they say, Kevin, who are you? And I say that, you know what they say? You don't fucking talk or we kill you. You better shut up, you better not talk, or you're a dead man. That needs explaining. Okay, but I'm not going to shut up. Ever. I want the explanations. Why, if I tell someone about the reality of the situation, they say you don't talk or we kill you. You better not say anything. You better accept what's going on or it's going to get a lot worse. We're going to kill you. You better accept what's going on or it's going to get a lot worse for you. We're going to force you into mental institutions and eradicate you. I want answers. Why, if I'm exerting exceptional behaviors, does Mike Huntley say it's your behavior while hunting me to kill me since 14? And the behavior of hunting and killing 5-year-olds from the age 14 to 29 is not a bad behavior in Mike Huntley's mind. Because one of his crimes is exerting exceptional behavior, kissing a black girl and showing normal, non-psychotic, non-sociopath acceptance and great behaviors. Why does that anger my family? Why does that anger the psychology community? Why does that anger Tom Farley? Why does that anger everyone else? Okay, I was a little introverted and shy and quiet, but that's not mental illness. Why is shy mental illness? I've never seen anyone else being hunted by plants of people that was a shy kid. But yet, is it about shy? Or is it about lack of a little hair? Because if you have no hair here, you're crazy and you're dangerous. And we don't know what to expect from you. So we gotta hunt you and kill you. Because I'm different. Because a little bit of hair. Or maybe a mole. Or maybe my ears are a little too big. And that's it. Is that acceptable to kill over with an entire planet trying to kill one person? Well, Adolf Hitler says it is. Adolf Hitler says that those would be the weak, inferior race. Or maybe I should be a slave and whipped to death. Because after all, I did buy a Whipple supercharger for my Corvette. So now the black people are going crazy. Well, I'm confused. Because what does a Whipple supercharger have to do with a black person? If someone who is black can't differentiate a Whipple supercharger from slavery, then they're fucked in the head. And they shouldn't be out roaming the earth if they act out on their lack of control belief system. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just like Eric Christensen. I don't like Kevin Perlman's shirt. I'm hunting Kevin to kill him with San Diego Police Department and these outrageous funded operations with idea of reference messages with this girl Kat hinting about Melody the stripper and the Candy Cat, this girl Jennifer in San Diego hinting about Jennifer Yang. Outrageously, the amount of time and energy and money invested is not because someone's crazy. It's because they want to make someone look crazy to exterminate, eradicate. Why does this bother you so much? Why is this the end-all be-all of life as we know it? Why does the Constitution of the United States not apply to me? Because have you ever heard of anything like that? You haven't, have you? Even for people that actually are under the criteria of different. Maybe someone's born with some kind of defect or nobody cares. I don't want to say they're fairly accepted, but they might get some ridicule. But the government's not hunting them with the psychology community saying we're going to exterminate them. Okay? So every scenario is identical. Every scenario is identical. If go to University of Colorado and I'm meeting people on internet-related chat, going to internet-related chat parties, IRC, Kevin needs to die, how can we set him up, how can we frame him? They're all identical. Okay? Now, it's funny because I'm sitting here talking, I'm watching people come out, they seem to be wearing, I've seen about 5 or 6 in about 10 minutes, black pants, gray shirt. This last guy is walking by snickering like, look what we're doing to your life. But you need to understand what gang stalking is. Okay, they want to provoke you minute by minute, get those reactions, and then laugh at you and try to stop you from exposing it or saying anything. And then what they want is sort of like the big explosion. Now, why do they want the big explosion? Because they want to make you look like a violent paranoid schizo with the police to lock you away. Now, they're going to say, no, we're teasing you because you're doing this and that. But that doesn't make sense. Because when does this start? It starts at 5 years old. It goes till 29. I'm sitting in my company, I'm sitting at youth services, coming out of college, working for Hollywood companies doing visual effects and 3D animation. I'm noticing something's very wrong. It had always been going on. From stranger to stranger, person to person. Well, that guy's crazy. Do these things to him. But why am I crazy? Because Jewish people don't get into 3D animation, visual effects. Because Jewish people don't go to college. Because Jewish people don't buy jokey t-shirts in 91. Because Jewish... Doesn't make any sense. There's no logic or rationale. The exerted amounts of energy are so far out of proportion that it can't make sense. Because we're talking about NSA tools, FBI tools, privacy violations, worldwide groups all working together, united to exterminate a 5-year-old Jew. The crazy card cover-up. Me turning 29, what's going on? Death threats by the psychology community like Natalie Craw. You better take your medication or it's going to get a lot worse. Or you better take medication or it's going to get a lot worse. Medication for what? Why are these people harassing me? We won't have an honest dialogue. Okay? Dr. Alex Lazar, Encino, mad at me for getting into studio photography and going to coffee shops. And extremely angry because my conversations... extremely angry because in our dialogues, I let him know that Mike Huntley was saying weird things, that I'm filled with anger and rage as a kid. And that's when his eyes drop, he showing his guilt, and he fucking snaps and goes ballistic. Kevin can't talk. Working with girls from Yankee Doodles named Heather, and working, following me to coffee shops and saying I'm stalking them, and groups of strippers, and mad at me for getting a studio photography, doing the things I like to do to make money or hobby or create art for my reputation, and all the above. And we can even talk about the black girl Ariana that wanted to do a photo shoot with me, stalking me with coffee shops and Aubrey Fisher. Okay, so it's just going to link from one thing to the next. So the laughing, oh, he's crazy, and it's a way of trying to sort of bully you quiet, right? Oh, you're crazy. Okay, but where's the crazy thing? Why is there so much money, resources, NSA, FBI, audio streaming, Debbie Woolman from Courtroom 101 purchasing and adjoining property with audio surveillance, trying to make it look like I talk to myself to try to get court things for courtrooms, to bypass law, to say some guy who's not crazy is crazy? Well, it's to cover something up. It's to execute someone because something my father decided at 5 years old doesn't want coming to light because he's a child rapist, Jew killer. Well, he's Jewish. Well, that's irrelevant. I don't care what's in your blood. I don't care where you come from. Your actions are your actions. Okay, so that being said, you need to understand that these worldwide murder operations, that their bullying is, we're going to hunt you and kill you since 5 years old, and you better not talk about it. Today's topic, as I said, which links into about 100,000 other topics since 5 years old, is why does the black community have a problem with a Jew buying a car? And what does that have to do with my mother's anger for the word karma? And why did they pay Jen Hess off to have me killed by taking a simple sentence that is completely irrelevant, doesn't matter, and making it the end-all be-all of crimes? Just like me buying a t-shirt in 91 with Eric Christensen, told to hunt me and kill me with San Diego PD, trying to make me look crazy, or I'm a public nuisance. What's the relevance of putting the weight of the world on stupid things that don't matter when my father lies and says, you don't understand how the world works, or something like that, where he's a two-faced, lying piece of shit. Example, Kevin, you're not allowed to have personal conversations with people in the office, and when he thinks I'm not around, he's kissing them on the cheeks and going to parties with them, okay? Well, he buys a limo and goes on a little fuck fest with Dion Bush, his black limo driver. Okay, I mean, you're one person to your child saying you don't leave your house and kiss a black girl at 8 years old because people don't do those things. The next thing you know, he's hiring black limo lot drivers. He's having Hummy to have me fucking killed with Alita and Brandon in his office, two other black people. And you had personal dialogues in my office and were friendly and asked someone to go out to lunch in my office. Right? You got it. It's okay for him and the rest of the world, but it's not for the 5-year-old dirty Jew that he wants to shock to death after buying shock collars for Rhoda, his dog, and then paying Rhodey Morales off with LAPD to take me to strip clubs and try to plant drugs in my house, saying I'm a drug dealer and weird things that don't make any sense, right? As cover-ups for what? What is he trying to hide with his planet of child rapist shit? Okay, so in the last month, I've had groups of black people telling me that I need to forget. One's name is Greg with a black Mustang at GG Mustang. He's sort of following me to Lawndale shops, Earl's Fittings, to get fittings for my Corvette. He's followed me to about 4 other auto shops, working with the auto shops to try to hack up my Corvette. They're clearly working the Damon Riggins tactics in high school. There's no friendship with Damon Riggins, so you have to understand the basis here. The only friendship with Damon Riggins is I'm Jewish and he's black, and he was told to hunt me and kill me with Mike Huntley and the government. And when you say hunt and kill, you're going to try to make that a literal, like gun shooting This is a psychological warfare operation on a planetary scale to try to make someone look like a violent paranoid schizo, like he suffers from obsessional looping, like he's paranoid, like he thinks people are following him. In essence, they are notified worldwide. If you see Kevin Pearlman do these things, track his cell phone based on Google GPS and exploits, and follow him with clothing colors or specific cars. If you're not following, do these things at certain locations worldwide, so he'll see the mental illness tactics. And it's all the above. It is a global extermination operation to try to make someone look like a violent paranoid schizo since 5 years old. Anything said after that is a cover-up to kill a 5-year-old Jew from a child rapist father. Why does the black community have a problem with a Jew buying a car? This also applies to fixing my Eclipse after they were throwing things at it on the freeways and a lot of other things to destroy all my cars. These are very important questions. It's not a singular crazy person. It's a planet of child raping shit and scum, racists and bigots hunting me since 5 years old. These are the important questions. In the last month, since the Corvette's getting better, closer and closer to driving, the attacks with Dincy are ramping up, hinging off a Jew buying a car. Well, crazy people aren't allowed to buy cars. Does it say that in the Constitution of the United States? I've never read that. What is crazy? Does it say in the Constitution if someone doesn't like someone, they're crazy and they need to die? I've never seen that. So we're not talking about law. We're talking about Jew killing on a planetary scale since I was 5 years old. On a global conspiracy to commit murder. Why does the black community have a problem with the Jew buying a car? Why does the black community have a problem with Whipple Supercharger Company? Because they're stupid. Okay? If you want to say that's a racial statement, I don't mean it as a racial statement, but you define yourself by your behaviors, correct? And if the majority of Jew killers that stalk me are black, then you're creating a stereotype for the black community that the higher groups of uneducated people, and they do statistical analysis why there's higher rates of black people in jail than whites. That's not me. I don't like to talk that way, but I am going to question why. I've talked to a lot of black people and they can't understand that oppression is wrong and that they're trying to use George Floyd, not all of them, as a stepping stone to get power and corruption, when they should be saying all oppression from all races and cultures are bad and hurting people on all levels is bad. But the ones that are stalking me and saying you're not allowed to buy a Corvette because, or whatever, we don't want Jews buying cars or Corvettes because Jada Fire has a Corvette. Why do you like black people so much? No relaxing for you, nigger. Yeah, I'll throw the realistic statements in there. Are based on racism and bigotry, and they're not teasing me. They're doing because they have something to hide. With Damon Reagans when I was 16, I'm a black football player, and they have something to hide with my teachers, and they have something to hide. That tactic alone starts when I kiss a black girl at 8 years old. You're going to ask yourself why this unlimited resources are being invested to try to make me look crazy for kissing a black girl. Is a Jew kissing a black girl crazy? Obviously not. Nobody fucking cares this way or that way. Unless his name's Kevin Pearlman. And why is that the case? That billions of government dollars are being invested with the psychology community to try to exterminate or eradicate me, and then cover it up by saying Kevin's creating the scenario. And if I haven't even stepped out of my car right now, and more people are coming out, looking for me and following me, am I making them do it? No, they're doing it. To the point where I have to put signs on my car and put up websites. Okay? And they're trying to turn that by saying, Kevin, nothing's going on. And they've really gotten bad after I put up my website at 38 years old. But it was already extremely bad at the age 29, finding out there was a worldwide murder operation to kill me since 5 years old. So any dialogue here that someone wants to talk about their murder operations has to start at the beginning. 5 years old and 29, why did I turn 29 and find out there's a worldwide campaign to kill me for no reason while I'm being accused of everyone else's things? Okay? That's important. Okay, what's it about? If I have done nothing wrong but turn 29, we're going to make you look crazy and kill you. It starts at 5 years old with my own father. What is it about? What are they trying? What is it my father's so mad about when I was 5 years old that he's going to kill me, this 5-year-old Jew, with a plan of people, psychological warfare tactics, an online 46-year-old murder operation, or for ongoing 46 years, murder operation, minute by minute, conspiracy to commit murder. Everyone involved in aiding and abetting. They're trying to laugh it off as mental illness. They know it's not. You can see under their laughing the pure rage and anger. Trust me, when I look into their eyes and see the anger and rage while they try to put on they try to front a fake facade, or just joking around with you until you keel over and die. Like kind of like the movie Clockwork Orange, right? And you can ask Miss Tunick about why she told her class, her 11th grade English class, to write a book report on A Clockwork Orange, which was really geared towards me, correct? And then say Kevin's crazy. And you can link all these events together that I found out were going on at 29. I told I'm not allowed to tell anyone to have a counter argument with the truth. Period. Okay? That is it. Now, any joke I say on Twitter or Facebook, they're going to twist and contort into some kind of crime or look what you did now, and that has been going on since 5 years old. Okay? Kevin bought a t-shirt, and Eric Christensen doesn't approve of it, so Eric Christensen's hunting Kevin Perlman to kill him with a plan of people, and it's Kevin's fault he's making Eric do it. It doesn't make any sense, because they're wired backwards. Or are they really wired backwards, or do they have motive and intent to kill for some other reason? With the psychology community, my mother and my father, and a planet helping, exponentially growing. Well, we got a homeless guy with a basket walking, lane splitting backwards. And you're mad about me that this homeless guy is lane splitting here backwards, pushing a cart in the middle of the fucking road, but you don't care about him, you care about me, right? Okay. And to think I'm going to shut up while you say you talk to yourself or whatever and put these videos on the internet, it's not going to happen, okay? Ever. And that's why I dialogue and upload, or I put on my website, these daily narrated events. And this isn't narrated because I don't have a front camera showing the mental illness tactics. This is more of a escalating dialogue based on the Corvette. The Corvette has literally been through about 15 shops. Each one has exposed themselves for their Jew hate. They're trying, every time they do these things and try to steal all my money and destroy the car, they keep hinting about, like, example, Jada Fire or something, or Alexis Amore, or some idea of reference about some personal aspect of my life, showing, this has been going on my entire life, so showing that they're doing it for some other reason, but trying to make me think that it's my fault that they're hunting me to kill me. Okay, right? Now, this isn't a single person thing. This is a planetary thing that I find out is going on at 29, and it's already planetary at 29. And then you just accept us killing you. Well, as I've explained, do some black people follow me from place to place after going to some coffee shops, and then higher rates of threats for me leaving my house, doing the same thing as everyone else in the world, that while there's no reasoning behind it, well, everyone's allowed at a coffee shop but this dirty Jew. Okay, why? Well, they're going to make up their little cover-up lies, right? And Jada Fire is going to follow me from place to place, and hundreds of other porn stars are going to follow me from place to place for buying a fucking coffee. Okay, but why? Well, they don't have a direct argument, because they know that anything they say that's direct is a lie. It's a justification to kill a 5-year-old Jew. Okay? I'm also not allowed at any restaurants or supermarkets worldwide, or gas stations, or public roads, or... Okay. Why? Well, we don't have an argument. Just that if you react from us trying to kill you minute by minute for 46 years, you're a bad person. So they're hunting me to kill me since day one. So today's topic, why do black people have a problem with a Jew buying a Corvette after I kissed a black girl at 8 years old. Okay, so if you want to post realistic, educated, non-street trash, trailer trash responses, why any of this on any level, whether it's buying a car, getting into studio photography, getting into normal photography, going to Southern Oregon State College, going to transferring to University of Colorado, going to Calabasas High, building cars, taking it upon myself to teach myself how to build cars, and taking classes, auto shop classes, and West Valley Occupational Center auto classes, and working for Star Auto House Mercedes, where they're loosening lug nuts on the cars, telling me that it's what's his name, that karate guy, Chuck Norris's car, and to drive it home while loosening lug nuts, where this mechanic is now loosening, not tightening hub assemblies. You want to have a dialogue why these things are happening and how that's a joke and funny, nonstop, minute by minute, since I was 5 years old. I'm waiting for some realistic, honest arguments and not "you're crazy, you need to die," because anyone that blurts out "you're crazy, you need to die" knows what they're involved in, and they're a child rapist piece of shit. And even if that person is 18 years old right now and they approach me pretending that he doesn't know the last history of my life for 50 years, some aspect of what he was told to do, example, "that guy's crazy, you need to help us," then you're a child raping, Jew killing piece of shit. You don't have the right to breathe. You're not worth human life. And I will make that statement clear. You are a piece of human shit that needs to be flushed down the fucking toilet. And I don't mean that in an Adolf Hitler way, like you are hunting me, but I do mean that that is your value. You have no worth. You're shit, you're scum, you're trash. And to look at a good person like me, who has my entire life, even till now, showed exceptional morals and integrity, been robbed of any aspect of life, watching an entire planet try to kill me for no reason, while larger and larger groups keep saying "you're crazy, you're not allowed to exist." The same argument at 5 years old. I didn't know what was going on for 29 years. You're just human sewage. I like that term, human sewage. And I have a problem with human sewage that follows me around trying to execute me. Okay, so that being said, any realistic, educated responses. Educated. And I'm even talking middle school educated. If you have the mentality of a educated 10-year-old, you can see through all of this. So, middle school educated, and even if you didn't go to college and have enough education to understand right from wrong. Okay, example, if some guy's sitting in his office at 29 and his business partner says, "I have a worldwide campaign to kill you and you're a fucking dead man and we're going to make you look crazy as a cover-up to our true agenda," whether I want your house and cars, or Jason Perlman did some shit when he was a teenager and he doesn't want that coming to life because Jennifer Pilcher Perlman wants to run in politics and she doesn't want to be known as a child rapist murderer with Jason, who's a sociopath and a psychotic. These are the real questions. And you don't need to have a fucking doctorate in fucking quantum physics to have these discussions, okay? You can just be a average person with an education who understands right from wrong, who has basic the ability to basic subjective thinking, or the ability to deductive reasoning and common sense, and put 1 + 1 = 2, okay? Without some of these weird conspiracy theorists saying that, okay, bottom line is, Kevin's a conspiracy theorist. I have not mentioned one conspiracy. Ever. Me turning 29, met with death threats, you're a dead man, watching worldwide groups hunt me to kill me, does not fit the criteria of a conspiracy. Okay, now if I'm going to say, I think aliens exist and they're controlling the economic system, okay, that's a conspiracy theory. Okay, so we're talking about educated people here. If I turn 29, Mike Huntley says you're a fucking dead man and we're going to make you mentally ill and kill you. And at 16, Jason Perlman says me and my friends are going to force you into a mental institution. We have a bug in your room and we're listening to everything you do on the radio and we're going to force you into a mental institution. Those aren't conspiracies. Those are fact. Okay, we have a dialogue, which unfortunately I wasn't recording, a dialogue, and an execution, a premeditated execution of the dialogue, correct? A dialogue and an execution of the dialogue. That's not a conspiracy. That fits a criminal act with proof. Whether that proof is factual or circumstantial. It's all there. And then we have the worldwide attacks that have been going on for 46 years. And if you want to isolate it to a year, if you want to isolate it to 5 years, if you want to isolate it to the last 22 years since turning 29, you have to answer the questions. What's going on? Well, Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman says, you know what you did. And I say, what did I do? People aren't told what they did because they can lie. So he doesn't have an argument. Anita Perlman states, your past caught up with you. What past? I never said that. Okay, wait. You don't have an argument to your behaviors. Not that an argument would be justifiable. Okay? But you flat out made the case that you're mad about something and I need to die. Okay. I can guarantee you that Jen Hess is just another person sent after me to have me killed. When I was 26, let's say. Now, did I do anything to Jen Hess? Obviously not. Just like everyone else that claims I did something to them. They're all cover-up arguments on a worldwide propaganda system to kill a 5-year-old Jew. Okay? So, what's the argument here? What's the direct argument? You want to talk about Aubrey Fisher? I tapped my foot by her, so there's a worldwide campaign to kill me? I'm a troll because I ruined Aubrey Fisher's life because I was nice enough to help her with her photography shoots while she was mad at me for getting into photography? Let's be realistic. Let's talk about fact. But you're not going to talk about fact. Because you have something to hide from a planet of child rapists. What did I call them? Trailer trash. Or, I don't remember what I called it. You don't have an argument. But I do have an argument. So I'm not allowed to have the argument, correct? Because I actually have legitimate arguments based on every single thing. I probably have about 100,000 of them. We can talk about 14 years old. My father taking me and Jason and Darren Moselle on a cruise to the Caribbean, and Jason Perlman buying me a Kershaw knife, and for no reason, a keychain knife, and saying, here, have a Kershaw knife, somehow probably hinting about Scott Kirkpatrick, and on this cruise hinting about Pearl Harbor, my last name is Perlman, and buying me tons of B-52s and kamikazes every night, alcohol shots, to get me belligerent, in hopes I could go after him with a knife, trying to set me up and frame me. Well, does that sound like a sane, non-psychotic, non-sociopath behavior of Jason Perlman, which my father's telling him to do? Okay, no! Okay, what does Jason have to hide? But we're not allowed to have these conversations while they have a planetary murder operation to kill me since 5 years old. You get it? Okay. Is that a conspiracy figure? Is that a conspiracy theory? No, that is fact. Why is that fact? Because it happened. If it happened, it's not a theory. Okay? Was Jason working with Jason Baum at University of Colorado trying to get me to go after people with guns that they had squatting in my house? Or manipulate me? Yeah, he was. Why was Jason Baum, Jason Perlman's friend at University of Colorado, in my house in 2020 Arapahoe, trying to make it look like I'm going after people for squatting in my house and getting rid of me out of my own fucking house or rented house who wasn't paying rent? Okay, think about that. Is that a conspiracy theory or is that fact? That's fact. Why is my family so mad that I have something to say about that? Okay? If someone's hunting you to exterminate you or kill you, do they get mad for you saying something about it? No, they don't, correct? Okay, well, maybe that person. Okay, so the bottom line is, let's have some dialogues here, which I know I won't, without inbred moronic idiots going, "You're a loon, dude. You're a loon." Because I operate on intelligence, education, and real arguments, not rock throwing, inbred, wired backwards, inbred moronic idiots. Okay? That have no self-control and have been hunting me with my child rapist father since I was 5 years old. So let's have some of those questions based on fact and not trying to provoke me into a situation. Say, well, you had to drop some cards on the ground to stop people from following you, threatening your life every fucking minute. Okay, things like that, right? Okay, so and remember that if I drop a card on the ground, I might drop one on the ground to see how they react. And if 1,000 people come out in anger and rage because of the term litter, because one piece of paper touched the ground, the problem ain't I, it is you and your worldwide child rapist groups trying to mentally batter me to death and put shock collars on me with my father, like he does to Road of the Rhodesian Ridgeback dog he bought because of his inability to communicate. Okay, so if you want to have a real dialogue with the information that you were told and not cover up arguments like you're trying to stop us by mentally bludgeoning your fucking skull in minute by minute by voicing what's going on, then you're welcome to those dialogues. But if you're going to have a dialogue to try to cover up the beginning, then I'm not interested. Okay? You're crazy. I'm not interested in child rapists. Okay? If you say I'm crazy, I'm not interested in child rapists trying to silence me. If you say you're a public nuisance and shit like that, I'm not interested in child rapists trying to kill me. If you say, Kevin, we were told that you killed someone, I'm interested. I'm going to say, who did I kill? If you are told that I ruined Eric Christensen's life and Aubrey Fisher's life, I tapped my foot by Aubrey Fisher, let's have a dialogue. You're a troll, we have worldwide campaigns to kill you. Let's have that dialogue. If you want to have a dialogue that I ruined Eric Christensen's life because I bought a jokey t-shirt in Ashland, Oregon in 1991, and he has a worldwide campaign to kill me with San Diego PD, you're welcome to have that factual argument. If you're an inbred idiot and child rapist, trailer trash idiot, going, "You're crazy, yeah, you're an idiot, get out of here." I don't care. I'm not into rock throwing morons that have no education. So if you want to have a realistic dialogue, and I tried to have some in the past where people actually called the cops on me and then sat down with me saying I did these things with Dincy because they didn't want those realistic dialogues coming to light. Okay, then not only am I going to see it, but I already know who you are. You're a child raping piece of shit that needs to have a bullet hole put through your fucking skull. It's that simple. And when the shit hits the fan and the tables turn and someone's bashing your fucking skull in with a lead pipe, bleeding to death on the street, I'm not going to help you, okay? I'm going to let them fucking deal with you the way you've been dealing with me since I was 5 years old. And when you're screaming for help, I don't fucking care, okay? Because you brought it on yourself. By hunting me to have me killed for 46 years and saying I'm not allowed to tell anyone. Okay? So does that sound like a dark dialogue? Well, life's not always as pretty as you want it. Okay, so that being said, let's have some questions. Non-Jew killing, child rapist, trailer trash that are rock throwers. I'm not interested. Educated people. Even basic education, if you can comprehend right from wrong and what happens when mass groups try to mentally batter someone to death or bludgeon their skull in, and they have something to say about it, okay? And remember, this has been going on my entire life, since 5 years old, exponentially growing, to the point where I make it to 29, met with the obvious, and going from subtle to shit he's figuring out that we're trying to lure him down the path of destruction based on decisions. Let's go to strip clubs. We're trying to frame you. We're trying to set you up with porn stars paid off to say he's stalking me and all sorts of Rody Morales trying to plant drugs in my house, and LAPD confiscated drugs. They can't get him to plant drugs in my house, trying to make me look like a drug dealer. Why? Well, it's because of the information in my brain. Okay, it can't be because of anything else. Okay, there's no factual reasoning that it could be about something else. Someone doesn't want something coming to light that will put them in jail for life. So let's have factual conversations. How did I ruin Aubrey Fisher's life? By tapping my foot by her that she has the ability to have billion-dollar worldwide murder groups hunt me to kill me. By the way, Aubrey Fisher was introduced to me by Rody Morales, paid off by LAPD to have me killed, who was working with my father. How did I ruin Brian Longbottom's life? By taking his frame jobs for Universal Studios and other companies in Hollywood for 3D animation visual effects. I'm confused. How did I ruin the Warner Center Met people's life? By walking out of my house and taking walks, whether it's around the cul-de-sac by my house that's close to their complex. How does that ruin their life, that they're allowed to hunt me and kill me and try to mace me with security companies for taking walks? Your kind is not allowed to take walks. The entire pattern of behavior is identical minute by minute since I was 5 years old. It's your fault because you took a walk and ruined these people's lives. Okay, so that being said, questions or answers. Anyone with education who is not a child rapist, murdering piece of shit. Let's talk about the real scenario. Post your comments as to why a Jew would be told he's not allowed to leave his house since 5 years old, go to high school, go to college, go to classes, get degrees, get educations, kiss black girls, date women, have real friends. All my friends were sort of my frenemies and fake as jailers, and we're going to hunt you and kill you and try to eradicate you. Why would I not be allowed to get education? Why would I not be allowed to date women? Why would I not be allowed to have friends? Remember, I didn't know any of this was going on. Just situations were just really freaky and hairy that I wasn't realizing were coordinated and strategic. So you just bounce from person to person. Why would coming out of college, getting jobs, be hunted by the people in those jobs? Why, starting my own business, would I be hunted by my business partner and friends linking to Jason's friends, Jason Perlman? These are all important questions, okay? Not you have something to say about it, so you're crazy and you don't have a right to breathe. Because people don't want to know about the counter argument. That's not how they word it. People don't want to know about your life. They already know about my life, which is lies, smears, defamation, slander worldwide, with a worldwide murder operation to have me killed. The question is, why am I not allowed to have a counter argument with the truth? That you've been lied to. That this entire facade is about killing a 5-year-old Jew. That's all it's ever been about. Let's have real, factual dialogues, not moronic, inbred idiots going, you're fucking crazy, you're a fucking loon. Okay, let's have real, factual arguments. If, by the way, if you're in the security guard business, I'm probably not interested in talking to you because most of these security companies are paid off and are child rapist shit paid off to hunt 5-year-old Jews, and they will say and do anything. As I explained, the hierarchy from police notifying security companies to hunt, crazy hunt or profile and flag and hunt, and then it trickling down to communities. You have better be really fucking honest if you want to talk to me about why you're trying to set me up and frame me and have me killed, linking with the government. You better be prepared for those arguments and dialogues. Admissions to how the government contacted you and told you what to do. Period. An admission to authority figures telling you to stalk and hunt Jews, saying they're not allowed to leave their house or go places. Okay? That's the only dialogue I want to hear from people in the security business, because they have much more to hide. They have much more to hide than the average citizen who's being reeled into it, because they're being paid on payroll. Okay, so let's get those. Just like Golden State Sports medical employees like Alita Brandon and the other ones too, like George and Elsie Sandoval and Lorena Escobar. Lorena Escobar, Kevin's not allowed to go out and date women. And, okay, whatever. But let's have some real questions about scenarios. I don't care if you're a naive child who was born and told Kevin's a crazy man. You still have enough information in your brain about the dialogues being said. I don't care. Whatever. Let's start from the beginning, because I am unwilling to deal with the, well, you're driving around with signs on your car. Yeah, it's your fucking fault. And you're going to have to admit there's worldwide stalking groups working on me minute by minute of child raping, murdering shit. But let's have the facts. Aubrey Fisher, Rhodey Morales, Mike Wexler, Brian Longbotham, Mike Huntley, Tom Farley, 2004, walking into Starbucks to make an Ventura, you dirty Jew, you're not allowed here or any other coffee shop in the world. It's your transgressions. I'm mad at you for modifying a Trans Am when you were 16 in 1988. You weren't even born then. Let's have those dialogues. Factual, not rock throwing. The dirty Jew needs to die. The crazy guy needs to die. Why Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman, on this endless cover-up worldwide operation, wants his 5-year-old Jewish child dead with his shock raping, shock collars, right? He wants to shock me to death like he does his dog Rhoda. What's really going on? Why there's mental illness label cover-ups? Even if I had mental illness, why is it the end of the world? Why does the world stop rotating? Have I done anything to anyone? No. I've been as nice as can be. Okay. Being nice, kind, ethical, moral, ethical, fair, honest, giving, showing compassion, showing I'm not a sociopath, showing I'm not a psychotic, welcome to everyone in my life, showing that I'm great at social events, provided those social events aren't kill the fucking Jew with every person on the planet, with child rapists, and you don't talk or we kill you, you're imagining it, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. Let's have the real dialogues, no child raping, inbred moron idiots, rock throwers, actual, real, educated people who passed high school, can do 1 + 1 = 2, and is willing to talk about fact and logic and not untangible things like UFOs and aliens, like Tom Farley likes to do, right? Tom Farley in his bathroom and him seeing UFOs and aliens, okay? And saying I'm crazy because he saw a UFO and alien or whatever. Let's talk about real fact. Why billions of dollars are being sent out to an entire planet. Billions of dollars of defamation and slander are being sent out for 46 years to an entire planet, stopping me from having a normal, good, healthy life. Why? Who's doing it? Where's the money being spent? Who's doing it for free? Why are people doing it? Who keeps spewing out the defamation? If I buy a car, why is every auto shop notify worldwide if you see Kevin from here to New York City, try to rid him of the world and destroy his car? How that's possible, how it's tangible, what resources are being used, why they're doing it, why is Kevin Perlman not allowed to defend himself with a realistic argument, why the world's being told that I've supposedly confessed to a crime spree. I've never confessed to anything. Why the police are blasting out on police networks, Kevin did this, Kevin did that. That obviously aren't true. Let's talk about the real situations. I know probably nobody will, because there's too much guilt. They're harboring too much guilt to flat out say that Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman is a child raping murderer who tortures and kills 5-year-olds, and they took part to torture and kill a 5-year-old. Okay? These are the real questions. And then the next question you're going to ask after that is, why is it supported by the government of the United States of America and the psychology to kill 5-year-olds? Flag and kill 5-year-olds. These are the hard questions. These are the difficult questions. These are the difficult answers that nobody wants to discuss, because it opens up doors to what's really going on in the United States government of America and what they have to hide with NSA level operations, privacy violations, computer hacking, computer exploits, paying people off to befriend people and kill people, or planetary level of them, and one sequentially after the next since I was 5 years old. These are the questions that you cannot handle, but they have to be answered. And if you're so stupid that you don't think this affects your life and your safety and your children's safety, then you're a fucking moronic idiot. And I really don't want to talk to you at that point if you're that fucking stupid. But, because I won't relate to you on any level if you're that stupid, okay? And, the lies that Tom Varley said that I said that everyone's stupid, to stop me from having normal conversations with people. Okay, so message me on my YouTube, email, Instagram, and all the accounts they're trying to get me kicked off of for turning 29 and finding out there's a worldwide campaign to kill me since 5 years old. And that's it. And I know you won't, because I know that nobody has the balls to deal with that much guilt. But you're stupid if you don't. You're stupid if you don't. So let's have some real discussions based on fact and not cover up shit, but real fact from the beginning. We're talking about civil rights violation, trying to make people look crazy to exterminate them, civil rights violations, Constitution, taking away people's rights as a human being to have the same freedoms as everyone else, which goes beyond what the United States stands for, is communistic and socialistic by nature. And obviously there is killing involved when they don't get what they want. Okay, so and is that the government and society that you want? Is that the government and society you want? Okay, so you're not going to answer any questions because I'm 51 years old and you don't think it's wrong. So is that what you want? Well, you are welcome to address those questions now and forever with me, provided you're not a child raping murderer trying to cover this up. Okay, and no rock throwing, you're crazy and you need to die and you're alone, because that shows you're guilty of something. That shows you're involved and guilty.